Hello and welcome back to the worst reselling podcast ever. We're not allowed to use numbers now, Granny, because Blake has told us he's not coming back until we stop using numbers. So for all those out there, it's episode 36, and hopefully never see you again, Blake.
That's lies. Don't be mean.
He always tells us, well, if you go, everyone that's watching, go back to last week's episode and see what he says about the episode number. Because I edited that video like 600 times and I know exactly what he said. He said, no one cares. And I said, yes, they do. And guess what? He's not here this week. So anyway, well, hopefully you're having fun, Blake, and dealing with the in-laws. But yes, but...
yeah, I was going to say that he's not here because he said about the numbers. Hang on, I'm going to have a cough. Dear me. Leftovers of all the smoke and the fires around my house.
That's right. That's what happens when you try and burn the evidence. Like, yeah,
exactly.
So how's your week been, Leanne? It's been well.
Hectic as usual.
I've seen that you jumped in our grave for the Thursday morning live.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, how about that?
Yeah, you'll have to tell us a little bit about your new boyfriend later on as we split into sections.
Well, actually, because when we get to do our crap, I'm going to dedicate it to my new co-host.
Oh, good. Well, yeah. You'll be happy to know when we discuss my crap later on. I'm not going to lie. I made the same mistake as last time, but we'll give you something to look forward to. But yeah, anyway, so what I was going to talk about is the calamari bites. That's what we're calling these little sections now. So what we're doing is we're actually splicing the episode up to 4 15-minute-ish sections. So I think last week was like 13 minutes and 17 minutes and all these different sections. So we are splitting it around that 15 to 20 minute mark across the 4 episodes. The members of the channel, so they actually get access to the episode straight away. So as soon as we finish recording, we'll upload it straight to the members section and they can watch it from there. Or alternatively, if you want to watch the full episode, you have to wait till next Saturday. So,
exactly.
So become a member. Become a member.
Great expense.
Well, that's exactly right. Yeah. What was it? What did I make the level? Like $99 from memory?
Well, I think it was $149, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, I tried to. Yeah, I think I want to say I think it's $1.49. Like I can't remember, but anyway. But like I said, if you're that hard up for the full episode straight away, probably paying the $1.49 is probably your best bet. But like I said before, I'm not pushing channel membership, so yeah, if you're wanting to contribute to the channel and hopefully buy me a sit-stand desk, I just need another $500 out of $500 to go. That's where the channel membership will be going.
Well, we actually want to tell the truth about the sit-stand desk because the reason he really wants it is because it's got a white, a glass white top, so you can use a whiteboard marker and write notes on it.
Well, that's right. So, or better yet, if you don't want to be a channel member, you can go on the Costco website, the last buy section. So basically, it's on clearance and buy it for me. I'll give you the address even. But yeah, what it is, like Granny said, it's got a glass top, but you can actually use non-permanent marker whiteboard textures to write notes on there. So, like I said, that I normally trip up my words by not by virtue of like not getting any oxygen around this area. Like I'm sucking down carbon monoxide for the last 45 minutes. But yeah, so I'm thinking that sit-stand desk will help with that and give me some more room to put some stuff behind me because it looks a bit plain behind there. So,
look, honest to God, Octo, we've been discussing this for how long? In fact, how many times have you told me that you've got something and you're going to put something on shelves or a poster or a picture or something behind you?
Well, thanks for raising that, Granny, because I have mentioned previous times that I want to put like a shelf of my beloved ghastlies in there. So you might remember sometimes over here where I've got my clothings to be listed at the moment is I normally have like a little toy. I released a short yesterday, so if you're watching on Tuesday, probably 3 or 4 days ago, it's got Ghastly in there. So if you want to have a quick squiz to see what he looks like outside his box, because I'm more of I like collecting the boxes. So yeah, if you want to look at the short and actually look what the toy looks like. So that's the non-sponsored post for the week. But long story short, if I get this standing desk, it gives me more room to move the desk forward, and I can have the room to put it at the back. So yeah, that looks pretty good from that perspective. But that's enough from that perspective. I have just released a video as well, Granny. Like I've mentioned previously that I've
Yes.
gone back to full-time employment. So I've actually hired one of your folk, like a human. It's quite dirty. He doesn't look after himself. There's always this moustache hairs everywhere around the octo layer. So I like to pick him up on his cleanliness. But Minion J, he is helping me out around the house. So around the octo layer, more like it. So he's actually helping me with some YouTube videos as it is. So he's actually did the the long-awaited reaction video. So that's coming out on Sunday night. So it should be out by the time you're watching this podcast. So by all means, if you haven't watched it, watch it again, because Granny says it's like a train wreck.
No, it's quite good. But we have seen parts of your Minion Jay before in
That's
some of
right.
your videos because we've seen his hands.
Well, that's exactly right. Like I said, that all these people were getting creeped out that I was cutting people's hands off and all these different things, and thinking come from Agrabah or something along the lines of that. So I thought, I might just feed this guy with tuna cans and off he goes and hope for the best. But and true to form that he's got abysmal facial hair like Blake. So it kind of makes me like, if Blake's not here or it's not talking to me that day, I've got someone to reminisce about. So
You should feel at home then.
Well, that's exactly right. So but he did the reaction video for me. It was his first YouTube experience, from my knowledge. Not very comfortable in front of the camera yet. I think he will get better.
I do have to say, he seems a lot more reserved and nicer kind of than you are.
I know. And I am going to beat that out of him, right? Like, I'm going to put a couple of our fellow YouTubers on the thing, so he can obviously work out who's trying to hunt us down this week with their spear guns, and and hopefully they can tide the turn of his attitude, make him less helpful, I think. Because I watched a little bit when I was editing the video, and too helpful. I think that was the issue with it. So, but I think it was in.
It just, he seemed, I watched it and I just thought, he's actually quite nice. Whereas, you're just, disgruntled.
Well, that's exactly right. Like I said, I'm going to beat it out of him. So if you are watching or you have watched it previously, make sure you put a comment in the comment section, because, like I said, he's on probation as well. So I want to make sure that he's performing, and and quite possibly long term he might even replace Blake on here. So
I'd like to see that.
Anyway, so that's what's going on from that way. What's been happening with your channel this week, Granny, other than jumping into our grave with a live?
Well, so I've taken over the Thursday morning spot for doing the live stream, because there seemed to be a want of people still wanted to have that going.
I thought they all wanted to watch Drew Trott, clean his fridge.
They wanted a little bit of reseller content, I guess, and a chance to interact with people, what people running the podcast. So I thought, well, what the heck, we'll give it a whirl. So I asked Rob, who is in my Discord, Grumpy Granny's Discord, just in case you're wondering. You'll find the link on my channel, and he's very, very knowledgeable, and especially when it comes to policies and all that sort of stuff. And so I conned him into coming on the podcast with me.
I'd probably wouldn't go as far as say he's aesthetically as good looking as the octopus, and I won't say maybe. He's definitely better looking than Blake is, so we'll give him that. So, but it's good to see that you're representing the Western Australian force of resellers. because Rob's from Perth, from my memory. So
he is. We'll just add
a little bit of. Just and Mandra, I've actually, a little bit of trivia for our international viewers. Perth is the most isolated city in the world, like the most isolated capital city in the world.
Yes.
Not because Rob told me that on Thursday. I was actually knew that before. So I have lived in Perth before. So I came from Ellenbrook, Rob. So if you're watching this, that's where I live, near Joondalup, and a lot of other words and stuff like that. But by far,
you sound like a toddler just spurting out little made-up
words.
Right.
Really? I'm just trying to confuse our 6 international viewers. But definitely, if you are from America or you're from overseas, and Rachel could probably contend to this as well, is that I think Perth has the best beaches that I've ever come across anywhere.
Yeah.
So really, really, really picturesque and clear beaches. So, like I said, if you're coming to Australia for a visit, by all means, stop by Donald for morning tea.
Yeah.
before making
It's in
your
the
way
middle
over
of
to Perth.
nowhere.
That's right. But yeah, I would probably go as far to say I'd skip, probably Brisbane, Sydney, and Melbourne, and just go straight to Perth. Like, it's probably, I find it's more authentic Australian over there. Like, it's kind of the time that, what is it, the land that time forgot. It's a bit backwater over at Perth.
I do have to say, I have been there. I did go and visit there many years ago. And I mean, look, it's probably grown a bit since then. But I did kind of get, because I come from a very small country town, and it was kind of like just going to a big country town. So it still had that same, there wasn't the hustle and bustle that there is in like Melbourne and Sydney and,
No. And everywhere in Perth, or like all the areas around Perth, it's all got a sea breeze. It's very close. It's really built up onto the ocean. So, it's quite nice over that way, and it's got like different things. So that's our advertisement for Tourism Australia. So hopefully the check's in the mail.
So Thursdays going forward at 10 a.m. at Australian Eastern Standard Time, and of course different times in different states and overseas, and that of course. But we'll be moving forward with that. The reactions seem to be quite good, and yes, it'll be good going forward. I don't know what we're going to talk about every week, but we'll find something.
That's right. I was about to say, Rob needs to probably fix his audio because he's having this very similar problem to what I do.
That's all sorted. He does have one of the big flashy dashy mics. He did tell me what it was, and it just went straight over my head. But he does have one. He just was, couldn't be bothered getting it out last week. But I told him.
And like I said, I can't talk because being underwater, it's a little bit distorted. Graham, our beloved Aussie nurse flipper, tells me every week in the comments that I feel like I'm underwater, and he doesn't realise where octopuses live, I think. But other than that, I hope he's well. I haven't heard from him for a while, so
yes, no, he's been very quiet while he's been away, hasn't he?
That's right. He's been on a holiday, so I'll have to have someone else pick on us in the comments. So if you're feeling a bit lonely and you've got nothing better to do with your time, pick on us in the comments. So
look, I do have to say though, I'm feeling a bit octopused out today because I was watching a bit of TV last night. I thought I'd have a bit of a break from eBay and stuff. So after dinner, I thought I'd have a sit back in my chair and relax, and so I started watching. What is it? RuPaul's Drag Race, and I was watching I think there's one version that's England, UK versus the world. That's one of the versions. And one of the people came out dressed as a kraken, it all in black with the octopus things. So that was the first thing. Well, that was the first thing. So then I was looking for something else to watch afterwards, and I thought, look, I really feel like a little bit of true crime. So I went off over to Prime, and there's a new series on Prime, and it's called The Octopus Murders.
Well, they haven't caught me yet, and I don't think they will by the end of the season as well. So, what's right? I suppose that for the international viewers, we've got a lot of free-to-air TV channels. We don't really have cable or anything like that. We have Netflix and Disney Plus and all those different things. We do have Foxtel, which I suppose is the closest we have to cable TV. But we don't really. I think we only really invented radio last week, didn't we? Like
something like that. Yeah.
We still
have black and white TV in the bush.
Yeah, well, that's right. I wouldn't put it past you either, especially if it's got soot all over it from the bushfires. But
something like that.
Excuse me. But I think going back to what you were saying before as well is that I'm probably going to splice the first episode here. So goodbye, everyone.
That's the bit you're going to ditch.
That's right. So now I'm just saying that we'll splice it there for the first episode of the week. Then we obviously won't cover anything. we won't leave them on a cliffhanger last week. We did have some strong criticisms. I think you people call when you have like piss takes, just basically because they didn't like the cliffhangers, which I thought cliffhangers would be better.
Yes, but I did discuss that with one of our fans, Wendy. Hello. And it turned out that the reason she didn't like the cliffhangers was because